That's what I get more of, is love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. I choose love, love, love. Love, love, love. I choose it, love, love, love. Love, love, love. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. I choose peace, 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 peace. I feel it, peace, 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 peace. I choose peace, peace, peace. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. I choose joy, joy, joy. I feel it, joy, joy, joy. Every day it's joy, joy, joy. I'm choosing joy, joy, joy. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that
Celebration Center for Spiritual Living. How are y'all doing this morning? That was the weakest good ever. My goodness. Hopefully y'all all screamed it out to me on live stream. How are y'all doing this morning? Yay! Awesome. Well, my name is Reverend Chris Ashley. I'm the senior minister here at Celebration Center, and I am so excited. We have such an extra special service planned for y'all today. First of all, our All Angles are performing today, and the Celebration Choir are performing today. So we're going to get to see both of those groups shortly. In addition, we have Ivor and Ryan back on the sound, doing all things technology, audio, and video. Judy Blaze is going to be our practitioner on platform, and just as a reminder to those people in the room, she is a practitioner based out of Illinois, and so we are so blessed to have her joining us once a month as our guest, although I don't even really consider her a guest anymore because she's been here for a few months as our guest practitioner. And then, of course, myself, and I will be speaking on the gift of a new journey. So it is going to be an amazing service today. I have a few announcements before we get started. First of all, if you're here in the room, if you don't mind going ahead and silencing your cell phone for me, no need to turn it off. Feel free to go onto Facebook or YouTube and chat it up in the chat, say hello to people, and any thoughts that you may have, put those right in there. And if you are online with us this morning, if you will go ahead and just say hi in the chat, let us know what you're up to, where you're from, maybe what you're grateful for this morning. We have started, the last Wednesday was our first Power of 8 book study in Healing Circle, and it is going every Wednesday through February 2nd, I believe. It's from 7 to 9:15. 7 to 8 is the book study, and then 8:15 to 9:15 is the Healing Circle. We had an awesome turnout last Wednesday. It was super powerful and just really a profound experience. I'm super excited that we're going to be doing this. That's with Jen Fay, our practitioner, and Reverend Faith Woods. So I invite you, if you have not joined us last Wednesday, to please join us this Wednesday and moving forward. Also, our Christmas Eve service is going to be this Friday evening. Can you all believe it's Christmas already? Because I am not ready yet. And it's going to be at 5 o'clock, so it's a little bit earlier this year. It's going to be here in person and live streamed, and that is going to be our candle lighting service, similar to what we have done in the past. And we will have Joyce Lindahl on piano, and we'll be singing some Christmas carols together. All Angles will be helping us out. It's going to be a really beautiful service. Also, next Sunday is the 26th, so it's that weird, non-week week between Christmas and New Year's where, life is still happening, but kind of not really. So I thought, what better way to celebrate that than with an ugly sweater day? So next Sunday, come to church, come to the service in your best ugly sweater, whatever that may be, or just your best sweater. Maybe you don't think it's that ugly, whatever. But come in your best ugly sweater. If you are online, I invite you to snap a picture of yourself in your best ugly sweater and post that up for us so that we can see it. So that'll be a fun way for us to all kind of celebrate right after Christmas, that weird in-between time. Also, if you've brought an ornament for our community tree, you are more than welcome to add that, and you can continue to add those on next week, and then the following week we will take it down and you can take your ornaments home with you. And finally, I am the guest conversationalist for CSL Ocala this afternoon, and so that is going to be a live stream service. They're doing all of their stuff via live stream right now, and so if you're interested in seeing that, we're going to be talking about joy with Reverend Cindy Grimes is the senior minister out there at CSL Ocala, and so if you want to see that, you can tune in on Facebook, facebook.com/CSL Ocala, and you can find all of the information in the live stream, everything there. So, without further ado, I invite you to recite our vision along with me. As y'all know, we do this every week so that we are all headed in the same direction together. We are celebrating spirit within and knowing the oneness of humanity. Yes, we are, and so it is. And so now I'd like to invite all Angles up to sing.
Dona nobis pacem. Dona nobis pacem, pacem. Dona nobis 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 pacem.
If I could make one wish come true, it would be peace for me and you. Peace in our hearts and peace of mind. Peace now forever in all mankind. So may our voices never cease. So may we sing our song of peace.
Dona nobis pacem, pacem. Dona nobis 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 pacem.
Good morning, everyone. If you're joining us for the first time here in person or online, we're so grateful that you are here. We would love to get to know you. So if you're online, please say hi in the chat and let us know where you're from. If you're here in the room and we'd love to welcome you. If you feel comfortable raising your hand, we'll bring you a guest card to fill out. So thank you again for coming, and we look forward to getting to know you a lot more. So practitioners are ones who have undertaken a journey of spiritual growth, exploration, and study to dedicate ourselves to holding the consciousness of the one life, which is perfect infinite love, intelligence, creativity, joy, peace, all of those things that we know that God is and that we are. So we also know this truth that there's only this one, this perfection, this wholeness in every situation, in every person, place, and thing, every thought, feeling. All that is, it's all there is. So when we know that we have this healing power that emanates from that knowing. So we are available for prayer and for one-on-one spiritual guidance sessions. So visit the website for more information. And we love to pray. Spiritual mind treatment is our healing tool. And we would love to pray with you. There are a couple of different ways that we do this. One is for you to send an email at prayer@celebrationcenter.org. The other is to visit our website at celebrationcenter.org. Click on the request affirmative prayer. And these prayers go to our ministry of prayer, which are our ministers, which are our practitioners and our minister who pray throughout the week. So today, my reading is from Mayana Welty in the Mother Tongue Inc. for 2020, but it's in the Wee Moon calendar for 2021. And it's called Winter Solstice Holy Day. So let's take a nice deep breath together. The night breathes slow, deep, and long. The breath of the earth moves up to meet the stars. Slow down, dear one. Slow down. Breathe. The dark has its own music. The dark has its own spell. The dark is the breath that unclenches, bringing sweetness to our deeps. Be as the sleeping mountains. In the rhythm of your patience, the world will be revealed. In the drumbeat of our hearts, all the lessons of the year will tell their stories. Winter is stillness. It is deep, calm. It is huge. Carry your candle, yes, but do not let it blind you to the radiance of the dark. Do not let it crowd out the silence. Do not let it deafen the music of the heartbeat, breath, starlight, humanity. We turn the wheel of the year. We are time unfolding, seasons following seasons, flowing through us, bodies, hearts, and minds. We walk through the grace of the year, and our wholeness is revealed. We walk through the wisdom of the seasons and learn ever more how to love and what we love. We walk through the wisdom of the seasons and learn ever more how to love and what we love. So let's take a deep breath and move into that place where we know that we are connected to all that is, to the dark, to the light. And we know that as we move into the darkness of this longest night of the soul that's coming up, this dark part of the turning point of the year, where it starts to bring more and more light each day. We know that it is a pivotal point where we take our whole entire consciousness and move toward that light, loving and honoring the darkness, which is so rich and full of infinite potentiality. We carry that potentiality into the actual, into realization as we turn toward the light. So I know within each of us is that incredible light. It creates a pathway for each of us to move into the fullness of our being and to feel the infinite love that is the very essence of who we are. To feel that divine intelligence as it moves through us and allows us to understand, to know, and to be in that space of our lives unfolding with beauty and grace. And with each breath, we know that we are at a pivotal point. We are leaving behind the past and moving into the future. But the truth is, we are only right here, right now, present, full, in just this instant, right here, right now. So we simply allow ourselves to be fully, fully present here. And we know that in this space of present moment awareness, all that we would ever need is provided for. For the universe is its ever-givingness of itself. With each breath we take, we know we are loved, we are cherished, we are cared for, we are safe. We also know that as we continue to hold that knowing within us of our oneness with all that is and with that source of our being, that we are healed of any ill feelings, ill will. We are healed of all physical ailments because we are simply held in the arms of that healing energy of the One. So I know for each of us here that if there is anything unlike the perfection and wholeness of who we truly are, it is now dissolved. And I know that as we step into the future, this beautiful new light that is coming forth is also the light of perfect abundance. Nothing stops the flow of God's love toward us, which translates as infinite abundance in all things, on all levels. And we know that we are the expressions of the joy of God. So we know that we have access to that infinite joy as we move in and through this world of the dark and the light that we navigate each day. So I claim in listening and all of those that we touch on our journey, that we are blessed beyond measure and we know it. We claim it. We accept it. And we allow this beautiful time that we share together this morning to unfold and to open us up to a deeper level of understanding, a deeper level of a sense of infinite love. That we take our journey, our next journey, with this incredible, powerful knowing of who we are, the emissaries of God's divine love, the emissaries of peace, the emissaries of perfection and wholeness. And so in love and gratitude, I just know these words are full of the creative power of the universe. For I have spoken them from that space of oneness, of infinite love. And so I know that they are acted upon and absolutely complete in the mind and heart of God. And I give great thanks for this as I surrender it all. Knowing it is done, it is complete, it is wonderful. And so it is.
We have our choir up here, and we're going to. We are going to. Is it safe? We're going to be presenting a song called "My Own Two Hands" by Ben Harper, with an arrangement that he did with Jack Johnson. Okay, here we go. I can change the world with my own two hands. I can make a better place with my own two hands. I can make a kinder place with my own two hands. With my own two hands. can make peace on earth with my own two hands, and I can clean up the earth with my own two hands, and I can reach out to you with my own two hands, with my own two hands. Gonna make it a brighter place with my own two hands. I'm gonna make it a safer place with my own two hands. I'm gonna help the human race with my own two hands, with my own two hands. Now I can hold you with my own two hands, and I can comfort you with my own two hands, but you've got to use your own two hands, use your own two hands. We can change the world with our own two hands. I can make a better place with our own two hands, and we can make a kinder place with our own two hands, with our own two hands, with your own two hands, with my own two hands. Yay. Good job, everyone.
Wonderful job, choir. Let's give them another hand. Oh, that was beautiful. I love having a choir. So, today we are talking about the gift of a new journey. And, last week we talked about the joy of becoming and how the joy that is the joy. I sound right on the verge of feedback, Ivor. Thank you. How that joy is kind of this underlying essence of joy, because sometimes becoming isn't always this like beautiful, pretty process. It's not always the butterfly. Sometimes it's the goo before the butterfly, right? And so I kind of feel that way with new journeys as well. We're talking about the gift of a new journey, and yet new journeys can be a bit challenging, right? Because our old journey, we know what to expect, we know what's going on, we know how to act, we know what to do and where to go and how to be and how to show up in the world and all of these things. And so when all of a sudden we're called into something new, it can be really challenging, because even though the new is sometimes or is usually great, it's still uncomfortable, right? It's uncomfortable to pivot or to do something different or to change a way that we've been showing up regularly, and all of a sudden we don't know how to act or what to expect or what the next step is going to be, or we're just kind of feeling our way. And so not only is it uncomfortable, but it can even feel like unsafe or dangerous. Regardless of whether it is or not, it can feel that way. And so, we're talking about this idea of the gift of a new journey, and it is a gift, right? Because we're constantly in this state of ebb and flow and changing, that becomingness that we talked about last week. And that gift kind of comes with some discomfort and some, uneasiness and just, trying to feel our way out and figure things out. And this can happen at any time, right? Like, we can be thrust into a new journey at any moment. Sometimes we choose a new journey, sometimes a new journey chooses us, sometimes it feels like we are just thrown into a new journey that we did not sign up for, did not ask for, and did not want, at least not consciously, right? And yeah, it seems like this is the time of year that we start talking about new journeys, right? And we have this idea in our culture, in our society at least, that the new year, that's when it's all going to get better, right? Everything is going to be miraculous and amazing, and all of a sudden, I'm going to set all these New Year's resolutions, and all of a sudden, come January 1st, I'm going to be a whole different human than the human that I was on December 31st. That is what I used to think as a kid and a teen and early 20s, is that I'm just going to set these resolutions and I will be different, right? It's not really the way that it works, because turns out everywhere you go, there you are. And you can't really change who you are. You can change your system of beliefs, and you can change your ideas, and you can change your thinking, and you can change the way that you choose to show up, and you can change your habits, and all of these things. And the essence of who we are, I believe, is who we are. And so part of my own journey has been learning to accept who I am, shifting my own patterns and beliefs and systems and things that weren't serving me, and also accepting and loving myself for all of those things that make me me. And so I think about this a lot, especially right now. And so I have to say, if y'all remember, back in October, I told y'all that Halloween is my most favorite holiday of the whole year, and that is still true. I love dressing up, and I love seeing little children dress up in all of their little, whatever their hero is of the moment, and going out and getting candy. I love that. And I think that New Year's might be my second favorite holiday. I was thinking about this. I actually was not talking to Rev Ryan about this, but I was thinking about this morning, that I love this time of year because it just feels so full of possibility and potentiality. And it's like, yes, like anything can happen. And so I don't set resolutions anymore, because I don't resolve to be different from who I am now. And yet I do spend generally the week in between Christmas and New Year's, although if y'all remember, I was moving here last year at that time, and this year I will be traveling, so it's kind of getting pushed into the first week of January. But I spend this time just kind of doing a little bit of a life review. How did this past year go? What do I want to create for next year? What do I want it to look like? And I usually build out, I have some sort of planner or calendar system that I'm using for the year, and I'll build it all out, and I'll plan everything out. And I've actually done that for Celebration Center. If you look in my office, if you're online and have never been here, my office is actually directly behind me. There's a door behind that curtain. I have a big, giant calendar on my wall, and I've built out the ecclesiastical schedule for 2022 for Celebration Center, and I love that. I love this sort of potential thinking and this, what are we going to do and what are we going to create? And there's next to the calendar, and there is this whole brainstorming that we did as a leadership council of all of the things that we want to bring in and create. And I think that this time of year, when a new year is beginning, kind of invites that in us. And so then we, wind up with talk titles like The Gift of a New Journey and all of these things, because even though these new journeys can happen at any time of year, I think this is an intentional time that we go, okay, am I on the path that I want to be on? And if not, where do I want to head? And so, with all of that being said, I have an acronym for y'all. I have taken GIFT and made it an acronym for your new journey that you can choose to embark on if you would like for 2022. And I know that as a community, we are kind of embarking on this vision. We spent time together back in September and October talking about the 2022 vision and the areas of focus that we're going to be headed in together. And so, we are embarking on kind of a new journey. And with that might come a little bit of discomfort and a little bit of wrong footing and having to feel out where we're headed and the direction we're going. All of that is okay, no big deal. And I want to offer you this gift. So, the G in gift is gratitude. And, we've talked about gratitude. We talked about it all in the month of November. And so it's really important, of course, to be grateful for whatever's come before, right? And to be grateful for our lives. And we know the importance of a gratitude practice of some sort, whatever that may be, and all of these things. And yet, when I say gratitude, I mean for everything, right? Melody Beatty says, gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. So, makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. And so really we're beginning this idea of gift with this idea of gratitude because it encompasses all of it, right? We can be grateful for our past, we can be grateful for our current experience, and we can be grateful for our future. And I know I said this a few weeks ago, but I'm going to say it again because I know that I need pretty much continuous reminding of this, that every single thing that has happened leading up to this present moment has gotten us here. The good, the bad, the ugly, the traumatic, all of it. And we wouldn't be the people that we are without every single experience and encounter that we have had. Now, I don't say this to say that you should just be grateful. Just be grateful for all those traumatic, horrible things that happened to you. Just be grateful. Not like that. Not like that. But instead, can we come to this place of understanding I am who I am, and I stand here as who I am because of all of those experiences. And so I might not be grateful for individual experiences, and if you can get there, fantastic. Please come talk to me and let me know what you did, because there are still certain things in my life that I have trouble being grateful for that specific experience. But what I can do is I can stand here in this present moment and say, okay, but I needed my whole life to get here, and I'm so grateful for here that I can be grateful for all of that. And then, do your work, whatever your work may be. Maybe your work is going into those harder times and seeing and finding the gratitude and finding the gift in those. Maybe it's going and seeing a therapist. Maybe it's talking to your minister or practitioner, whatever it may be. Do your work around it. So don't bypass, don't just say, oh, yeah, I'm grateful for everything. But truly work to get to a point where you can say, I'm grateful for me now. And I understand that all of those me's needed to happen to get to me now. Asha Tyson says, this is one of my favorite quotes, and it has been for decades. She says, your journey has molded you for your greater good, and it was exactly what it needed to be. Don't think that you've lost time. There is no shortcutting to life. It took each and every situation you have encountered to bring you to the now, and now is right on time. And so whenever I begin to think, oh, I should have, the dreaded shoulds, right? Or I wish this had happened, or I wish that hadn't happened, all of that, what I go back to is now is right on time. I am exactly where I'm meant to be, and I am exactly the person that I am meant to be in this moment. And so I can just be grateful for this moment and then allow it to radiate out into my past and allow it to radiate out into my future. And so gratitude. The next thing as we start on this new journey that I offer for you is intention. So the I is for intention. So like I said, I set intentions for the new year. And the beautiful thing about intentions is that it tells the universe or spirit or source or consciousness or whatever you want to call it, it gives it a direction, right? Because what we know to be true is there's only one thing going on, right? And so we know that whatever we intend, whatever we set our focus and intention on, then the entire universe conspires to make that happen and to bring it into our lives. And all of a sudden, galaxies billions and trillions of miles away are aligning just so that our intentions come into full fruition. And legions of angels go before us and make our way clear just so that our intentions become manifest in our lives. And so this idea of intention setting, and you can do it now. I personally recommend doing it now. This is the time that I do it, and I usually do like a little review about halfway through the year in July, August sometime. But spend some time setting intentions for 2022. These aren't resolutions. They're not, oh, well, I'm a horrible person if I didn't do that. And they're not even really goals. It's more like this overarching vision for your life. What do you intend? Where do you see yourself? What is calling to your heart? And once we have this kind of big picture vision, and then we have our intentions, then we can set goals that move us towards those intentions and that move us towards this vision. And that's what we do here at Celebration Center. I say every week, okay, y'all, we're saying our vision together, right? So that we can all be on the same page. And we say we are celebrating spirit within and knowing the oneness of humanity, which, by the way, I never had that memorized in other centers where we didn't say it every week. Not just because I'm the minister, but because we say it every week. And so then it becomes so easy when you know where you're headed and you know what your intention is and you know where you're going, then it's so easy to filter every decision that you make through the filter of, does this support my intentions? The universe is supporting me. Am I supporting me? And once again, sometimes the answer is yes, sometimes the answer is no, and both of those answers are okay. They're just information. And yet, when we have those intentions, when we know where we're headed and we can filter all of our decisions through it, then we are moving towards those intentions as quickly as possible, as quickly as we can. But what we know from gratitude just a moment ago is that now is right on time, and there's no shortcutting to life, and you're going to move as quickly as you're going to move. And so it's this really beautiful both and, right, of understanding that everything that has happened has got us to where we need to be, and we can set intentions and choose to move in this more, perhaps a slightly more linear path than maybe otherwise without some intention settings. I personally believe this is not necessarily science of mind, although I think that it's in alignment, but this is, Reverend Chris stuff, is that there are points that we are going to end up at. Like, no, we're just going to get there. And so we can either choose to take like a direct route or maybe like a meandering route, or we can choose to like do this and then finally maybe, no, wait, hold on, back over here. Okay, over here. But either way, we're going to get there. And so I like to choose, not the direct route, sorry, it's not really my style, but I like to choose, the meandering forward sort of route. And I think that intentions are what support that in happening, because I know the route and I know the goal. And so then, I can move that direction in everything that I do. And once again, I just want to stress, because I think, I know I can get really good at beating myself up for all sorts of things, is that this intention, when we're, shifting everything through, we're putting all of our filters on to make decisions. When we make decision that's out of alignment, we don't need to beat ourselves up. We can just say, okay, well, that wasn't necessarily what I was going for, so let me try again. Let me reroute and redirect. So the F in gift, if you are just joining us, I'm giving you a gift of an acronym of the word gift for our new journey that is starting in 2022. So for F, faith. So we have our gratitude. We're grateful for everything that has come before. We have set our intention. We know where we're heading. And now we get to step out in faith, right? So we get to act. What is it? What's the saying that everybody says? The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Good intentions mean nothing if we don't ever act on them. And yet, action, it's a both and, because action with no intention and no faith is just aimless wandering. And intention with no action is just daydreaming. And so we have faith. And we stand firm in who we are, and we are grounded in our own truth and our own knowing. And then we step out and we take action. We have faith that we, since we have set our intention, we know those legions of angels are going before us. We know that the universe is conspiring for our good. And so then it becomes so easy to just do what's next, and do what's next, and do what's next. And then all of a sudden we're halfway done with our journey. And it's by just putting one forward in faith. Ernest Holmes, our founder, says, "Faith is a mental attitude which is so convinced of its own idea, which so completely accepts it, that any contradiction is unthinkable and impossible." And so sometimes our intentions or our goals or our vision or whatever it is, it seems insurmountable, right? Celebrating the spirit within and knowing the oneness of humanity. Boy, howdy, that is a lofty goal. And so what do? We take that vision and we set intentions and then we set goals, and then we have faith that any contradiction to that is unthinkable and impossible. We know that that humanity is one. We know that to be true. And so we step out in faith over and over and over again because we are so convinced of our own idea that we completely accept it. So I lived in Houston during Hurricane Ike back in 2009, I want to say, give or take a year or so. Reagan, my son, was a toddler, baby, 1 or 2 years old. He was very small, and we stayed at my grandmother's house for the hurricane itself because we just wanted to make sure she was okay. She lived right down the road from me. And everybody was preparing. They were saying six weeks minimum without electricity. So you need to prepare, right? And I was 22-ish. I did not prepared nothing. And but I was like, my grandmother, it's fine, whatever. And hurricane happened, and we went out the next morning, and there was just debris and water everywhere. And then the water went down, and I could get home. So I drove home that afternoon, and my house had electricity. Like, just my apartment building. Not even all the buildings in my complex, just my building. And everyone else, most of Houston was without electricity for months. My grandmother was without electricity for 3 months. My mother for 2 months, right? All right there in the same area. And the people in the buildings across from my building, 6 weeks. All of them. And yet my building, my one building, had electricity. And what I kept saying is, I don't do no electricity. I don't do no electricity. I'm going to have electricity. I'm going to have electricity. There was not a shadow of a doubt in my mind that I would have electricity. I do not do no electricity. I don't, not for any length of time, right? And what we found out later is that my one building happened to be linked into the power grid for the hospital that was across the street. And despite the fact that there were buildings in my complex that were closer to the hospital, for whatever reason, my one building was linked in. And so then I had the joy of being that person that had a thing that everybody wanted or needed. And so we had extension cords running out of my front door from power outlets to other people's houses. And I invited everybody over to charge their phones and to check the internet and the news. And I put a message out to Unity of Houston, and I had people come stay with me that really need electricity for medical reasons and things like that. And it became this really beautiful experience of when I was so clear and had so much faith that I was going to have electricity. Not only did I get my needs met, but I got to support everybody else around me in getting their needs met too. And it was so beautiful. It was such a profound experience and such a really good reminder for me that faith is really kind of where it's at. And so we get to have, we don't, we're oneness, right? So God's not a thing out there that we have faith in. And so we don't have faith in God, but rather we have the faith of God. And so in everything that we do, we step up and we stand up and we take that step in faith because we have the faith of God, because we are God. And finally, T. The T, I was going to have y'all guess these, but I tried to have Rev Ryan guess them this morning, and they didn't get any of them, so I was like, okay, well, everybody else is doomed then. So I keep going, what do you think it is? But no. The T is transformation. Transformation. And so we've been grateful. We've set our intentions. We've stepped out in action. The only thing left is to transform. The only thing left is to allow this new journey that we are undertaking to all of a sudden move us into the direction of our dreams and to move us towards our vision. And all of the sudden, all of those things that I was talking about at the beginning that are, it's uncomfortable to be on a new journey and we don't know what to expect and we don't know who we're going to meet and all of that, all of a sudden we're just bopping along, easy as can be, just like we were in our old journey, right? And we know what to expect and we know who we're going to meet and everything's going so well. And we look back and we're not the same person we were at the beginning of the journey because we have transformed. And that's really what it's all about. That's what we're wanting when we set intentions, is to continue to transform and to grow and to become, like we were talking about last week, the joy of becoming. And that's what it is when we step out on this journey, that is the joy of becoming. And I think we forget, I told y'all a while ago that I'm not great at celebrating my successes. And part of that is because I don't realize how different I am at the end of those successes than the person that started those things. And of course, the biggest example that I have is ministerial school, right? And so that was another one that I knew I was going to be a minister. Like, there was no option. And so people kept saying, like, oh, but you have to do this and you have to do that and you have to talk to this person and that person might say no. I don't care. I'm going to be a minister. So, like, they can all work themselves out because I'm going to be a minister, right? And then when I got here, it took a while to look back and be like, oh my goodness, like, I am not that same human that was so clear, because the journey transformed me. And that's the beauty of it, is that we continue when we're intentional about the journey that we're stepping out in and on, then the transformation that happens is beautiful and miraculous, and it's that growth that we're working to experience together. Richard Branson says, every success story is a tale of constant adaptation, revision, and change. And so just as we meander along this path on this journey, we're constantly looking ahead and seeing what's next, what's being called of me, what am I being called to step into, to become the person who those intentions are revealed and manifest. Edwin Gaines has this idea of 12 active goals. And I haven't used it in a while, but I actually think that that's kind of been my plan in the back of my head. But one of the things that she says is that you have these 12 active goals and you're working towards them. And every few months you look at them and you revise them as needed. And she said, if you have a goal and you pray, she says she's unity, so it's a little more dualistic in the way that she prays, but she says, oh, God, show me what I need to become to reach this goal, right? And then when she looks back, when she reviews the goals, if she hasn't met it, she says, okay, well, I'm not the person that has this goal in their life yet. And so once again, who do I need to transform into to be the person who has met this goal? And so I think that that's true with intention as well, is that we can't be the same person that set the intention who reaches the intention. We are called to transform. And so, Ivor, if you will put my slide up. So I have this just as a review. Gift. So we start with gratitude, always, always, always. And then we set our intention. We take action. We take those steps in faith. And then the transformation just naturally happens. And so I do have a community tell us question today, and that is, what new journey are you excited about starting on for 2022? What are you looking forward to? What's up in your life for 2022? And it could be something big. Maybe you have something big going on, or maybe it's, something that's we consider not as big, but maybe is still big to you. Maybe it's feeling better in your body. Maybe it's, maybe it's shifting your career or your pathway. Maybe it's upending your entire life and moving cross country. Who knows what it is? But what are you excited about for your new journey in 2022? Ivor, I will switch over to the other microphone. There we go. Yay, Jen!
So I've already started a new journey with the Power of 8 group and the book study. And really my vision for that is that the healing circle is going on to infinity. I just think it's going to build momentum. People are going to have such amazing experiences that will keep attracting new people. And the way that we're running the healing circle is that it's separate from the book study. You don't have to read the book. You can come and just experience the healing circle and, drop in now and then or, become a steadfast member, whatever works for you. But I would encourage everyone to, at least come once and just see what it's all about. So to me, that's my latest adventure.
Thank you. Thank you. And what I love about that, Jen, is that you really did, set those strong intentions. She even, put some prayers out about it and everything of what your intention is for this healing group. And so, Wednesday was awesome. I recommend coming as well. And if you are online, feel free to type your excitement of your new journey into the chat, and we will post it up for you. Who else would like to share? It's a little early. It's only December 19th, so I know y'all might not have started thinking about 2022 yet. I like to jump the gun just a little bit. I started the ecclesiastical schedule back in October. All right, awesome. Janine, come on up.
I love that you used the word intention because I've been meditating on that word for the past couple weeks. That's been kind of big for me. And my intention for 2022 is to have more fun. That's it. I think that I've been very focused on my new job over the last year, and it's been really hard. And not to say it's not rewarding, but it's not as much fun as what I need in my life. So that's my intention, more fun. And yeah, I don't know what it's going to be, but it could be anything. It could be everything. So yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Janine. Anyone else? Anyone online? Well, Janine just reminded me of something, so if you have no clue, something else that I love to do, I'm going to actually switch back over, Ivor, sorry. Something else that I love to do in the new year is set a word of what this year is going to be, my big intention for the year. And so we're going to do that together. We're going to do a burning bowl. It's going to be dissolving paper, so we're going to use water instead of fire, and a white stone ceremony in January on the first Sunday in January 2nd. And so if you are online, You can go out and get any stone of your choosing for this. It does not have to be white. If you are here in the room, we will provide stones for you and dissolving paper. Also, once again, online, if you don't have dissolving paper, you can use flash paper, you can use regular paper and tear it up, burn it, whatever you would like to do in your home. We don't have fire here in Night Hall. But just come prepared that first Sunday if you are online with a pen and paper. And even if you don't have a stone, you can just write your word down on a piece of paper, something that you can set on your altar. And once again, if you are here in the room, we will be doing that together, and I will have all the supplies for us. But this is a ceremony that I do every year. Usually I try to do it with a group. I got Napa doing it when I was out there. Or I do it by myself if I don't have a group. And so, just as an example, my word of the year last year was yes. And funnily enough, Reverend Ryan's word last year was yes, which we thought was really funny and synchronistic, right? And so all of the ways that I could say yes as I was stepping into this new position and moving cross country and meeting new people and coming into this community and all of these things. And so yes was really what bubbled up from within me. And so that's what this white stone ceremony is. It's not going out and actively choosing a word, but rather sitting in your own silence and letting that word well up from within of what is being called of you and from you in this coming year. So I look forward to that. And so I just invite you to prayer. So go ahead and close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Take a deep breath. So what I know is that there is only God, only Spirit, only divine. Whatever word we use to call this consciousness that exists in and through and as each and every one of us, that is it. That same thing that is moving and breathing planets into existence and rotating them around suns is that same thing that is moving and breathing each and every one of us and moving us through our lives on these journeys, on these paths. This is it. No exceptions. God and nothing else. And so I can clearly know that each and every one of us is that individualized expression of that God stuff, of that spirit, of that consciousness, because that is the only option. And so I know that each and every one of us is that. We are oneness. And because we are oneness, we must be love and peace and presence and abundance and joy and happiness and pleasure and fun and celebration in every single way. And so knowing all of this to be true, I claim and affirm for each and every one of us that 2022 is going to be the best year yet. That everything is already manifesting and unfolding and revealing and aligning for our highest and best good, whatever that may be. And that as we step out in faith, with gratitude, setting our intentions and moving forward, that we are transformed by life in this beautiful, magnificent, magic way that just allows us to stand fully in and as who we have come here to be. Fully revealing our essence, fully revealing that individualized expression of spirit that is each and every one of us. And we are doing that individually, and we are doing that together as a community. Moving out this global community that encompasses people from all over the world. We are choosing to step up and show up together, and it is profoundly beautiful and magnificent in every way. And so I am so grateful for each and every individual. I am so grateful for the gift that is this community and the way that we show up for one another. And I am so grateful for the amazing intentions that are already being set and already done in the mind of God of this community. And I am so grateful that we get to just live these intentions out and allow them to transform us and transform our lives. And so I simply let it go. I let it be. I know that it is done as I have spoken and even greater. And so we can just surrender and have faith and take the action that is ours to take. And so it is. And so now I'd love to invite the choir back up for another song.
All right, we are going to. We're going to do a Ricky Byers song, Celebrate. And I hope if you know it, you'll sing with us, both here and at home. So, here we go. There is a light inside of us all, and I don't know if you know there's a light that is so bright. I just thought I'd tell you there is a light inside of us all, and I don't know if you know there's a light that is so bright, and it's time to celebrate. Celebrate, 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 celebrate. There is a love inside of us all, and I don't know if you know there's a love that is so strong. I just thought I'd tell you there is a love inside of us all, and I don't know if you know there's a love that is so strong, and it's time to celebrate. Celebrate. Celebrate, 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 celebrate. There is a joy inside of us all, and I don't know if you know there's a joy inside of us all. I just thought I'd tell you there is a joy inside of us all, and I don't know if you know there's a joy inside of us all, and it's time to celebrate. Celebrate. Celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. Come on, celebrate, 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 celebrate.
Oh, that was awesome, y'all. Let's give them another round of applause. I think this is the first time that I've gotten to hear the choir perform in person. So this has been quite a treat. Thank you, choir. So this is the time in our service for our giving, our offering, and tithes. And as a reminder, your presence is a gift in this community. And so whatever you are bringing us this morning, if you have an offering or a tithe, if you are simply lending your time and your love, all of that is so necessary and needed for the continuation and thriving and flourishing of Celebration Center, and we are grateful for all of it, for everything that you bring. And so if you have a donation, there are a couple of different ways you can donate that. If you're here in the room, we have baskets on either side that you can drop your check or money order or cash or anything else into the baskets. Or if you are online, feel free to go to celebrationcenter.org/donate, or you can just click on the give button. Either way, it will take you to our secure website where you can donate there as well. And so I just invite you to bring your hands to your heart to symbolize all that you are bringing to this community, all that you have to offer as we say our offertory affirmation together. I open my heart to give and receive the blessings that our spirits promise to me. As I do, the entire universe conspires to give me an abundant life, and I open to accept it. And so it is. And now we have Judy back to bless our donations.
So I know as we release these gifts, they come from our heart and from the vast intelligence of the universe, which imbues these gifts with the power to heal, to bless, to bring abundant life to ourselves and others. These gifts are the physical manifestation of the love of God. And so I'm so grateful for the givers and the receivers, for we are one. And I'm grateful for these gifts that bless this center and bless the world. Thank you, Spirit, for the generosity of life itself. And so it is.
We're going to do a song by Peter Mayer, and this is called Where is the Light? It's a fun one for this time of year with the winter solstice upon us. And there's some sections in here I hope you'll sing along with. When it's late December, dark and cold,
Where is the light?
when old man year is bending low, yeah.
Where is the light?
When the sun runs off to bed too soon,
Where is the light?
and there's nothing but a skinny moon, yeah.
Where is the light?
Can you tell me
Where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside of me.
when it's dark each morning when I rise, yeah.
Where is the light?
And it's dark when my eggs are fried,
Where is the light?
and it's dark when off to work I go, yeah.
Where is the light?
And it's dark again when I get home, yeah.
Where is the light?
Can you tell me
Where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside of me.
it's in my skin, it's in my bones, it's in my heart, it's in my soul. That light of light, so bright and glows, it
Like a summer day.
when the sun goes missing in the sky, it is rising in my eyes, chasing all those
Winter blues away.
I'm burning bright like kerosene.
Where is the light?
I'm twinkling like the Pleiades.
Where is the light?
I'm dancing like a candle flame.
Where is the light?
I'm flaming like a fruit flambe.
Where is the light?
Can you tell me
Where is the light? Where
I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Hey. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
And so I just invite you all out to start your new journey, to go with gifts, and to let your light shine. And so it is.